Speaking of Las Vegas, are you getting the backstage pass to see Bette?
I saw Bette's show. She is, I expected a woman of her experience would be, they would do that thing where it's really the showgirls who are doing all the work, and then they kind of fly the star in to sing one song, and then she rests for a while. She never stops for 1 second. And just when you think she's mastered the art of silly by jumping up and down in her mermaid thing, she comes out in a black dress and sings When a Man Loves a Woman, and you just, if you take that and you combine it with her work in The Rose, and then you think about The First Wives Club, and then you think about this movie, you realize the size of the talent is hard to think of anybody else with that much talent in that little body.
And talk about shoes. She moves in those shoes.
She does. She does. I've actually seen her closet because we asked her if we could borrow some shoes for her character, which I don't think ended up happening. But she's got some good shoes in there.
Now, being this is your first time directing, did you have many nightmares, anxieties before the first day?
I'm sure I had lots of anxieties, but I was fueled by this wish to tell this story, which for whatever reason, for every reason, became something it was very important to me to do.
Because you did say it was exquisitely intimate. How?
On the surface, it's not at all autobiographical, but just underneath that, it totally is, except that I'm all of those 4 people. I am Colin Firth's character in terms of his feelings about his kids. I'm Matthew's character in a way. I relate to Bette's character, and I certainly relate to mine. So it's intimate if you look at the whole thing.
Were you adopted?
No. I think, the book is about a grown woman who is found by her birth mother, and I added Colin Firth's character and Matthew Broderick's character. So I'm using the subject of adoption to talk about something I really wanted to talk about, which was how do you love with your whole heart, knowing that you will be betrayed in one way or another, probably in ways you don't expect it, by the other person, by your expectations, by your parents, by your children, that it is part of what it means to be alive, and how do you love anyway, and can that be in a funny movie? That was the challenge I set for myself.
A lot of challenges, and you did such a good job.
Thank you.
Now, the hardest thing is directing yourself, but what about directing yourself in a love scene?
One good thing about only having 6 weeks of shooting is there's not a lot of time to feel uncomfortable or nervous about anything. You've got about 6 seconds, make out, and it's over.
Did you have many bloopers that will appear on the DVD?
There were no time for bloopers. Someone asked if they said the scenes with Bette are so funny, did you guys crack up? I was like, I didn't have time to crack up. We were really, had our heads down, and I wanted to get the movie on film, and I had a really small amount of time to do it. But it was a very happy collaboration. These were all good actors who obviously wanted to be there because I didn't have any proper amount of money to pay them. I had beautiful artists doing the production design and the costumes, and a great cinematographer. So it's fun to feel like you're working with people who are good at what they do, and all 4 of these actors certainly are.
Now, just as an aside, I just said to myself, and there's a scene where there's a pooch, and I just thought, Murray the dog. Whatever happened to Murray the dog?
There's a dog in this movie? I don't even remember that. I don't know.
No?
I don't know.
Do you...
I think maybe you don't want to know. It's been a long time.
What's your next project?
I may go act in a movie, but I have written another film to direct and to act in, so I will be going back to the very humbling experience of rewriting that and trying to get it made.
Anything you can tease a little about it?
All I can say is that it's, if you've only written one movie and then you write another one, you say, oh, I guess maybe I have a voice, because I see things that kind of echo back to this one, so I don't have enough experience to say I really know myself as a writer, but it's a comedy that is also about things that are not always so funny.
Well, you did a wonderful job. What
Thank
a
you.
gorgeous film.
Thank
Because it was
you.
funny and sad and bittersweet and a romance. You had it all in there.
In 90 minutes, which I always like to tell people, worst comes to worst, it's 90 minutes.
Okay. Great.
Thank you.
Thank you.